Casey, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. So for today's session, I just want to get a little bit more basic information about you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
But before all that, is there anything new going on? Anything with school, your boyfriend?
Not really. I mean, I feel like I'm still kind of struggling with the same things, but like, you know, I feel like as time goes on, it's going good. But one really exciting thing is that I'm going to be able to see my boyfriend soon, so I'm excited about that. So that's kind of
awesome.
putting like a more positive spin on things for me, I think. So that's exciting. And we did a presentation today in class, and I was really proud of the way that we did. So that was good. But
That's awesome.
Do
you have anything planned for when you visit your boyfriend?
Not really. We're gonna go see a play, so that'll be fun. But
What play?
Well, my friend is a theater major at UNCW,
Okay.
so we're gonna go and see that. So it's called Rumors. It's like based off of like Clue, I think, like the
Okay.
game. So
Yeah.
she said it's supposed to be funny, so we're gonna go and see her in
Sounds like
that.
fun.
So yeah.
Do you see a lot of plays at UNCW?
Normally we'll see like the ones that she's in. I try and go and see like everything that my friend is in, and she's really talented, so she's in like almost every play. So yeah.
What's been your favorite so far?
That's hard. She was in Dracula, and that was really, really good. She was one of Dracula's wives. She was like moving all crazy and stuff, and like was all like covered in blood, so that was pretty cool. But I think that was a good one. She also was in a Shakespeare play. I can't remember the name now, but that was really good, and she played like a major... Oh, sorry. Now you got me going on a tangent.
No, it's okay.
She was in this one called Fight Girl Battle World, and she was the main character, and she was like the total badass, like alien, but she was a human, but like in alien world.
Yeah.
And like she got to like she was like a fighter and all this stuff, but it was also like kind of based on the Bible, so like plot twist. It was interesting.
Okay.
But she was the lead in that, so that was really cool. It was cool to
Sounds
go and
interesting.
support her. Yes.
Yeah, of course. Alrighty, well, if you don't mind, I want to get started with this assessment. Just like I said last week in our last session, everything you say is between you and me, unless, you know, you have thoughts or you're planning on hurting yourself, someone else, there's a child or dependent adult in danger, or if the court orders records. But beyond that, everything still stays between you and me.
Okay.
If you don't feel comfortable answering a question, you don't have to, but I just want to get some basic information to see how I can best help you in this time.
Okay.
Alright, awesome. So, first, how old are you and what's your date of birth?
So I'm 22 years old, and my birthday is April 7, 2001.
Okay. And how do you identify with your race or ethnicity?
So I'm white. Or Caucasian, I guess is the correct term.
And what about your gender identity?
I identify as female.
Okay. You she her pronouns?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your relationship status, sexual orientation?
I have a long-term partner, and he's a male, so heterosexual.
Okay. Alrighty. So, just to get a little bit of your medical history, do you have any significant medical concerns, conditions, procedures, allergies, anything like that?
No, no. I take birth control regularly. That's like the one medication that I'm on. But no, I have really bad teeth, but that's not really relevant.
Do you have any side effects from your birth control?
Not really. I feel like I notice, like when you're on your period, obviously being like more emotional and stuff, and I think it's a little bit more severe being on birth control, because it's like you take like supplemental hormones rather than just like being with your natural body. So I think I notice like being like slightly more emotional around or during my period and that sort of thing, but I know that it's caused by that, obviously.
Yeah, of course. So how are you sleeping?
Good. I'm a really good sleeper. I try and always get like at least 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night, so.
Awesome. And how would you say your lifestyle is? Are you active?
I would definitely say mostly active for sure. I'm definitely a big being outdoors person. Like I really enjoy like walking. I'm training to run a 5K right now, so
awesome.
Yeah, that's going pretty okay. And like I'm a big yogi and stuff like that, so I definitely appreciate moving my body for sure and being outdoors really more than anything, even if I'm just sitting there.
Yeah, of course. And is there any significant family medical history?
No. Not really.
Okay.
My family has a history of, like, diabetes and, like, breast cancer and stuff, but I wouldn't say anything, like, diagnosably.
Yeah.
No one has ever gone and got, I mean, I have my suspicions, of course, but
Yeah, of course.
nothing that's, like, outwardly, like, my mom has this or my grandma has this, so.
Yeah, of course. Is there anything else that concerns you or that you feel like affects your day-to-day life?
Not really. I don't think so.
Okay. Awesome. Let's move on. So, how's your mental health?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, I probably wouldn't be here if I could say it was great, you know? But I feel like it's okay. I feel like I have good days and bad days. But I feel like I'm a mostly pretty positive person. But, you know, it's hard sometimes when life can be so overwhelming, you know?
Yeah. Would you say that positivity is a strength of yours?
I definitely think so, yeah. I feel like I'm pretty good at, like, looking at the bright side, and not trying to be so toxically positive, you know, but trying to find that silver lining for the most part. But lately it's just been hard, you know, with so much going on.
Yeah, whenever you have been feeling down in the past before, what coping strategies have you implemented?
I definitely would say I'm a big, like, exercise for sure, like, getting outside. I'm a big believer in, like, the study that's, like, even if you just go outside and look at something green for, like, 30 seconds or feel the sunshine for 30 seconds or something, it's, like, you immediately feel better. So I definitely believe in that for sure. I'm a big exerciser for sure, and, like, meditation, and I think I'm more of an extrovert, so I'm definitely more of, like when I notice myself really starting to, like, kind of spiral, instead of just staying in my room, I'm like, oh, let me go hang out with my roommates or, like, call a friend or something like that, and that always makes me feel better for sure. So
that makes sense. Humans generally are very social creatures, and having a good support system, which it sounds like you have a pretty good support system.
I think so. I have a few close friends that I really lean on a lot for sure, but I worry about feeling like a burden, you know, like I don't want to be too much, you know, because I've had that. Like, I don't want to be that friend because I've had that friend that was, like, so much that I was, like, burnt out on the friendship, you know? So.
Is that something that you've struggled with for a while?
The other friend?
Or these feelings of feeling not wanting to feel like that?
Yeah, I think so, because it was a really hard experience for me because it was someone that I was really close with, and, like, all of a sudden, because her issues became too much, and I was like, I'm not your therapist, you know, and so it was hard to, like, take that step back, and I also worry about, like, doing that to others, so I feel like I'm pretty conscious of what I talk to my friends about and stuff, for sure, because I don't want them to feel, like, burdened with my traumas and that sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, I understand. So have you had any struggles with trauma?
Not really. I mean, I feel like, one of the hardest things for me was really I wouldn't necessarily call this, like, traumatic, but I think something that was difficult for me was, transitioning from, like, living at home to college, and that's something that I sometimes still struggle with because I'm an only child, and so I have a really good relationship with my parents, and so, like, I do get really homesick and stuff like that, and so that's one of the things that I think, was hard for me, because it's like you're literally changing your whole entire life, and obviously I was really excited and, like, having the best time and living my best life, but also, like, it was difficult to, like, go away from everything I've ever known and, like, start a whole new life and stuff like that. And I think also as an only child, sometimes the social skills aren't there, you know, because I didn't have any siblings and stuff, and so that was definitely more of a learning curve for me.
That's completely understandable. That's a huge change, going from being an only child to be basically surrounded by others 24/7
for real.
it's a huge impact on your life.
Yeah, definitely so.
Alrighty, so you've talked about your parents before, growing up with your parents. You said you had a pretty good childhood?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, my parents have a really good relationship, but yeah, I think so. There really is no but. Yeah, okay. I had a good childhood.
what I'm hearing is you, besides your transition to college, you don't feel like you've had a whole lot of adversities as a child, or correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I feel like now that I'm kind of thinking about it more, another big thing for my family is that when my grandpa died, that was a really big thing because my mom was really, really close to him, but they also had like a really, really it was a complicated situation, and so I think like there was the grief there, but also like other things going on and stuff like that. So that was definitely that was one of the biggest traumas I think for my like as a family for sure, and that was something that I think still kind of sticks with me.
I know it can be really hard to navigate situations like that, especially as a family, because you're dealing with a lot of different emotions.
Oh, definitely.
But I'm sorry that you had to go through that. It sounds very difficult.
Thank you.
So you said that you have a pretty good social support now. You've made some pretty good friends who are able to help lift you up.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I have like I'm really close with my roommates, and I have a couple other friends that I'm really close with too. So I definitely think that is true. Yes.
And overall, you're satisfied with your support system?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I feel like I have a hard time sometimes like holding on to friends. Like when I moved from high school, like I didn't really keep in touch with anyone, and like when I graduated undergrad, like obviously I kept in touch with people I was really close with, but I'm bad at like acquaintanceships. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, it makes a lot of sense. Alrighty. So, would you say that maintaining relationships are more stable or stressful for you? Or if you have a better word that you'd like to use for that.
Yeah. I think, well, I think the relationships that I have a really easy time maintaining are the people who I really connect with and like really click with, and it's like I have a lot of friends that like I hang out with like a lot. Like the people that I'm really close with I hang out with like if they don't already live with me, like at least once a week, or we talk a lot and stuff like that. So I feel like that's pretty good, but I'm a bad texter, so like I'll go on winter break and then like not text someone for a month, and then like the friends that I'm really close with, I'll come back and be like, oh, let's hang out, like we need to see each other, and then it's completely fine. But I think that's why I'm bad with acquaintanceships, is because like I'm not a huge phone person or a big texter, so like I'm not always like reaching out. I wouldn't say not necessarily always reaching out, but like I'm bad about like keeping in touch.
Yeah,
I would say
it can be really difficult, especially when you have other things in front of you.
Yeah, for real.
And going back to what you said about your living situation, so you feel good with your living situation? You feel close with your roommates?
Oh yeah, definitely. They're awesome. They're the